All right, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to another video. And you're here just in time because I am literally, oh God, putting in a pre-workout. I'm gonna show you what it is here in a sec, but it is the Rise, company Rise, ring pop flavor. So satisfying. And the crazy part about this, if you guys haven't seen it already, here you go. The crazy part about this is it's legitimately 6:30 at night. So don't take pre-workout right before you go to bed. I'm just saying. But I'm also gonna try to be smart about this because I have about 6 pills in my hand. Let's see if I can name them all off. Can you see here? Okay, there's 5. Fish oil, L-theanine, magnesium, ashwagandha mixed with ginseng, rhodiola, and I think I said them all. Yes, I think I said them all. So yeah, we are going to take this with the pre-workout because it's going to help me at least try to get in a state of mind and a state of recovery to try to calm me down after I take pre-workout so I can actually sleep tonight. Is it going to work? Probably not, but let's just take it to be safe. Oh, that pre-workout is strong. But you clicked on this video for a reason, and just before I get started here, let me try to, there we go, that might be a little bit better. That's probably a little bit better. If you clicked on this video, it is for a reason, most likely because you've seen the title, and you are probably guessing where will you see me or where will I be competing. So I have a tournament announcement, or we can call it 3 tournament announcements. And to be honest with you guys, I wasn't really planning on doing any tournaments for the rest of the year. I wanted to do something more along the lines of like, come back from my Europe trip after the Nationals, kind of just let my body reset, try to build a little bit more of a foundation, and then get ready to prep for Nationals next year. I think that was my original plan. But last minute, I'm like, you know what? I need something that's a little bit exciting, a little bit, something that's going to give me a little bit of drive. So I'm like, what could I do that would be interesting? Oh, yes, go to an arm wrestling tournament. Bingo. So this is the plan. I'm going to name off the places I will be competing at. And while I do that, I'm just going to double check I'm going to triple check the mic because recently, okay, yeah, we're good. Recently, I had filmed a video, and about 22 minutes in, the mic was never working. It never worked to start with. So let's go to the website, VancouverArmwrestling.com. This is one of the places where I tend to look for tournaments. The other place I like to look on is from the States. It's called armfighter.com. Yeah, armfighter.com or I'm going to tell you right now, armfighter.eu. No. One sec. Okay. Armfighter.com. Here we go. Stop trying to focus on my face. There we go. Armfighter. So let's get to the Vancouver Arm Wrestling Club page so I can show you, at least tell you where I'll be competing and when are you going to see me. Tournaments, upcoming events. So the first tournament you will see me if you happen to be pulling up. But if you are okay. October 12th, Burnaby Arm Wrestling Championship. It's happening in Burnaby, which is pretty much next to Vancouver here in British Columbia. So October 12th, that is roughly about 7 weeks away. So I'm not really, yeah. The second one will be in Burnaby again, November 2nd. This one's called the West Coast Arm Wrestling Championships. And when is this one? Let's quickly, I have a countdown app on my phone. So West Coast, okay, so that's 73 days away or 10 weeks. So this one's about 10 weeks away. And then the following tournament, the one that I am, let's call prepping for, this is going to be the big one for me, is actually going to be in Alberta. And this will happen on December 7th at Fraser's Next Level, happening in Red Deer. This one is 15 weeks and 2 days away. So 3 tournaments, 7 weeks, 10 weeks, and then 15 weeks. Right now I'm weighing in at about, I think I'm sitting at 200 flat. I wake up in the morning, I think I'm sitting at 200. I don't know right now because I'm somewhat prepping, if that's what you want to call it. I gotta slap this pre-workout down before this is way too late to be having this. Come on. You see, I love pre-workout, and I love pre-workout enough I'm taking it at 6:30 at night. But when you have it in such small water, it's extremely potent. But anyways, getting back to the fact that 3 tournaments to finish off the year. I remember earlier this year, this was way before Nationals, I was thinking on doing some type of tournament across the world, if it was in Europe, if it was, I'm already feeling the itches. Jeez. Also, I like to wear a sweater when I take pre-workout, and you'd be like, okay, what the hell does that have to do with anything? The biggest thing is this creates heat. And obviously with me playing in a rice bag, it's getting hot. But anyway, so I wanted to do a tournament somewhere, in the world. If it was Europe, somewhere in the States, Jesus. And so that idea kind of died off. There was one in Texas I wanted to do actually this year. I believe it was this month. I'm pretty sure there's a tournament happening in August, Texas. But so the idea kind of dropped off after Nationals. I was so excited and motivated, and I just needed a break. My body needed a break. That was the biggest thing. But recently I said, you know what? I really, really, really want to have a little bit of excitement, something to work for, because I felt a little bit stagnant. Just arm wrestling in general. I mean, obviously I'm creating content, I'm training. In fact, I'm actually training more now than I ever did when it comes to specific table time. I don't have as much practice as I would like, but in terms of table time, to be honest, just filming my workouts actually gets me on the table. Previous to this, I would never, ever train on a table, only for practice, which was once a month, to be honest. Maybe once every 3 weeks with a couple guys. So I guess we can talk about the tournaments that are upcoming. Let's quickly look at each one. So the one in October, which is happening October 12th, this actually might be the most interesting tournament out of all of them, but it's the tournament I'm least looking forward to. Let me explain. So October 12th, Burnaby, I actually might be able to fly to my own arm wrestling tournament. The way my pilot's license is lining up currently, there is let's call it, now this is extremely weather dependent. There is a high chance that I actually fly to my own tournament. This will be the first arm wrestling video that I film into an aircraft where I will be going down with my partner and I'll be documenting the whole thing. 7 weeks away, the problem I've run into, and this is what I'm mentioning about weather, this week, because I'm trying to finish my pilot's license as we speak. The goal was to have it finished this Friday, which today we're Wednesday. And if it wasn't this Friday, it would have been at some point later or mid next week. Well, I took 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday from work. And I was supposed to have a flight today, so I was supposed to have 3 back-to-back flights, and all 3 got canceled due to weather. The weather just sucks. I have a flight tomorrow, and I have a flight on Friday, and the weather doesn't look great. So that means this week, the first time I've ever had 5 flights booked in a week, so far they're all canceled. Well, for those who don't know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And so when you're leading up to a flight test, you have so much information you have to remember. Even just being in the cockpit of an aircraft, there's so much going on that leading up to a flight test, you have to be prepared. You can't just have 1 or 2 flights a week and then you're ready to do your flight test. It's extremely rare. So if all goes well, in quotation marks, October 12th, Burnaby, British Columbia, it'll be the first tournament I will ever compete in where I will actually fly my own airplane, or the airplanes that they have here at the flying club, to the tournament. I will, if all goes well, I don't want to talk about it too much because when the video comes out, I guarantee you it's going to be a banger. But when I'm talking about filming this, I'm talking about bringing you guys inside the aircraft on GoPros, bringing my camera. You guys will be able to listen to everything that's going on in the cockpit. We're talking air traffic control, conversations between myself and my girlfriend, and then just the process of us taking off, landing, being in the sky, maybe giving some predictions, just talking arm wrestling in general. Maybe doing a 2-3 part series. And then obviously, if you guys know me well enough, if I'm pulling up to the tournament, I always film an after pull. So a lot of content coming your way in that regard, which I'm super excited. But if the weather, so that's the other thing too. Let's just say I get my pilot's license October 11th. I get the plane for October 12th. If the weather doesn't actually pan out on October 12th, I can't fly the plane, which is self-explanatory. So it's a catch-23 here where, yes, I can rent a plane, but it's always going to depend on weather. Now, the weather has to be pretty bad for me not to be able to rent an aircraft. But luckily, we have a ton of aircraft here, and Burnaby is not far. I mean, from here, from Victoria, which we're on the island, to the mainland of British Columbia, where the tournament's going to be held, next to Vancouver, Burnaby, from a flying standpoint, if we're taking off and we're landing, you're looking at about probably 25-minute flight. So maybe for that flying video, I'll probably bring you for the whole ride, like literally from start to finish, and go from there. But yeah, so let's quickly look at the weight classes. So for the October 12th tournament, the weight classes, the later weight classes, is 177 to 198 pounds, and then 199 to 220 pounds. I figure I'm going to be in the 220 pound class. So maybe I can eat a bunch of food, take a lot of creatine, a lot of pre-workout, and probably try to weigh in somewhere around 210 pounds. Hopefully 10 pounds in the next 7 weeks would be ideal. It's gonna be very tough to do, but we're gonna try. I just don't see myself going down to 198 pounds at this point, even if I'm weighing 200 right now. But we will see, all subject to change. So yeah, October 12th, a 220 pound weight class is the plan. Burnaby, British Columbia. November 2nd, the West Coast Arm Wrestling Championships, Burnaby, British Columbia. It's actually happening at the same place. And if any of you want to come and watch, the location, as it's written down so I can say it, it's the Lockdale Community Hall on 490 Sperling Avenue. If you do want to come, seriously, let me know. DM me on Instagram, which also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me. It's a way for me to, I guess, be probably a little bit more in touch with you guys when it comes to direct messaging, if it's for updates on what's going on in my life or the arm wrestling world itself. But Instagram is a great alternative to YouTube. However, yeah, so November 2nd, Burnaby, same location, weight classes. We are looking at, oh, this is interesting. Oh, that's amateurs. Okay, open right and left. So you have open weight classes of 70, 80, 90, and 90 plus kilograms. So the reality is on that tournament, it's infinite. So I could be going up against people 350 pounds. I feel like for this one, because we are looking at about 10 weeks away, November 2nd, November is already 10 weeks away. That is crazy, man. The summer's just flying by. But yeah, so 10 weeks away, I think it's pretty obvious at that point that I'm going to be competing at the 90 kilogram plus. I mean, it makes no sense for me to try to gain some weight and then try to lose weight, especially if I'm trying to gain 10 pounds. I mean, 1 pound a week from here to there, it's very doable. So I think that one's gonna be tough. That one actually might be the toughest just because I'm in like an open class, like completely open. Yeah, so then we have the December 7th, 2024 Fraser's Next Level, Red Deer, Alberta. For those who don't know, maybe who are not Canadian or from my fellow Americans, so in Victoria, we're on the island, right? Vancouver Island. So you have Canada. Just right above Seattle, you have the little island, Vancouver Island. Well, we got to take a ferry to Vancouver to get to the mainland. From Vancouver to Red Deer, Alberta. So we're actually switching provinces. For you guys, it would be like as if you're switching to a different state. But from Vancouver to Red Deer, Alberta, you're looking at about 10 and a half hour drive. It's about, I think it's 1 hour south of, 1 hour, I'm gonna look this up now. I'm not getting this wrong. I believe, let's look it up. It is 1 hour north of Edmonton. So let's do Red Deer, Alberta. Okay, oh, my hands are full of rice powder. Edmonton, okay, so it's literally in between Calgary and Edmonton, just literally split right in the middle. So if I were to show you guys on a map, let's see if this loads up for you. This is going to be a baller of a trip. One, I'm going to a completely different province, and I've actually competed in Red Deer before. I competed at TAL, the first one they have ever done, the Total Arm Wrestling League, 2020, I believe. It was earlier in 2020. And yeah, we road tripped it. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing this time. And I'm just excited to compete in a different province. I have not done that in a long time. And I'm wondering, actually, now that I think of it, at Fraser's Next Level, if Matt Mass is going to be there. And if so, is he going to be calling my matches? Because I remember back in 2020, I never had met Matt Mass before. And I was so nervous when I was there because I saw him. And he ended up calling my matches. And I think at the time, I'm sure it's changed now, but at the time I did 6 or 7 amateur classes and I weighed 175 pounds. So I was doing the 170s, the 190s, the 200, the 220s, and the supers or something. I got smoked in the other classes, but I did well. I think I placed 2nd place amateur in my both classes there. And I remember Matt Mass calling my matches, and he was calling me to a table while I'm already getting started on a different table, and matches actually had to stop and wait for me to finish. So it was definitely something. But round 2, Fraser's Next Level, it's gonna be wild. Red Deer, Alberta. Their girlfriend and I are gonna road trip this one. We might even Airbnb. If there's anybody in the area for the Alberta trip, for the Red Deer, Alberta, even if you're in Edmonton, no. If you're in Calgary, or somewhere along the Trans-Canada Highway that's gonna bring us up to Red Deer, let me know. I'll probably just stop and say hi, see what's up. And if you live in the Alberta area and you wanna compete or you planned on it, well, just know I'm gonna be there. So feel free to say hi, don't be shy. Which this is the tournament I'm prepping for. The other ones, they're little bumps in the road, if that's what you wanna call it. But at the end of the day, right before the holidays, December 7th, I go on my holiday vacation, like most of us do, I think December 22nd. So this will be the last time I could really prep for something fairly big, fairly large before the holidays. And then once the holidays are over, start prepping for nationals, come up with a plan then. So yeah, 3 tournaments, dude. We have one coming up in October, super soon. Might fly a plane to this one. So if you're not following my channel and you've made it this far into the video, I'm telling you, please, for the love of God, just if you even want to support my channel for free, if you want to support and then you don't ever want to watch my content again, just hit subscribe and like the video, and or just do one or the other. But it'll be the first video you will ever see with an idiot like me traveling in an aircraft to my own tournament. It's coming extremely soon, and if all goes well, it's going to make some banger footage. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm excited, I'm pumped, and this pre-workout is starting to make me itch like crazy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this stuff right here, the EAAs. I like to call it the snow cone flavor, even though that's not what it is, it's white slushy. I'm gonna put this in a shaker cup and then get going on with a workout. So if you guys like this type of content, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.